Welcome back to College Hill Farm. Well, today I'm going to plant my sunflowers. Now, sunflowers, I do not fertilize them for the most part. Every now and then, once they're up, I might give them a little shot of Miracle Grow or something. But other than that, I don't fertilize sunflowers. And they grow great for me. I grow Russian Mammoths, and I always grow a row or two every year. I just love the way they look, 12 feet in the air looking at the garden. But now this year I'm going to do a little something different. I'm going to plant my Russian Mammoths, a full row of them. But also, I went this last fall, there's something called the Seed Savers Exchange. Now I'll try and remember to put a link to it down in the comment section, or down in the yeah, I'll do it in a comment. That's probably the easiest way to do it. I'll put a comment down there for you to see, so you can get a link to go to the Seed Savers Exchange. Now, they come to Kentucky, and I think they do Georgia, and there's several places they go to save seeds. Excuse me, it's hurting my butt. Okay, there, that might be better. And they go to save seeds. Now, I save my Russian Mammoth seeds. Okay? I save them in a high-tech container. Anyway, there they are. That's enough seeds. That'll last me for 4 or 5 years. I don't have to save seeds anymore for the next 4 years. These are all from last year. But this year, I went to the Seed Savers Exchange, and I got something called a teddy bear sunflower. Now, I'm not going to try and plant the teddy bear sunflower in with my other sunflowers. What I'm going to do is, at the end of my corn rows, I'm going to plant a couple of teddy bear sunflower seeds, 2 or 3. I want to see how it grows. They say that it has flowers all over it, but they're only about that big around. Well, back when I was a kid, we called that a Jerusalem artichoke. Okay, we had Jerusalem artichoke with these red, little yellow sunflowers on them about that big around. So, I'm wondering if that's what these are, but it may not be that at all. So I'm going to plant these at the ends of my corn, and that'll have me 4 good-sized hills of these teddy bear sunflowers for me to try out. Now, how am I going to plant them? I'm going to put these right here in my pocket. Let me get that out of my pocket. Put these right here in my pocket. And when I went to the Seed Savers Exchange, I didn't take any money because I didn't intend to sell anything. Okay? I didn't intend to sell nothing. There were a lot of folks there selling heirloom seeds. And I didn't buy any, and I didn't sell any. But I did trade. You know, if somebody wanted to get some of my seeds, they went over and bought something and traded me. Or if they brought something, they traded me. I've got zinnia seeds. I got all kinds of seeds. I got a pole bean seed called Conover pole bean. Okay? I got 2 packages of them. I think I traded them some white greasy beans and some speckled greasy beans for them. But I got 2 packages of these. I'm going to plant these in my Russian Mammoth sunflowers after they come up and see how these do in Kentucky. Crystal and I love butter beans, but I haven't had a whole lot of luck growing them. Okay? We love them, but I haven't had a whole lot of luck growing them. I'd like to give these a try. And what did they cost me? I traded some bean seeds for them. It was a perfect trade. Now, also, these are called a climbing cowpea or Poppy's gospel beans. I'm going to plant some of those in there. But I have to wait for the sunflowers to come up to plant them. But I'm going to plant them. I got these at the Seed Savers Exchange. Thank you to the folks that traded with me. And those who wanted to give a donation, we gave a donation. They could put $1 or $2 or whatever they thought my seeds were worth. They could put $1 or $2 in a jar, and we gave it to the Berea Food Bank. Okay? We didn't keep none of it. Then I got these called Coal Camp pole beans from West Virginia. I'm going to plant some of those. So I'll get to try out some new bean seed to see if I like them, and if I don't like them, I won't plant them more. But if I do like them, I'll save the seed back off of them and plant them next year. So, all right. Now, how am I going to plant my sunflowers? Well, sunflowers is a great big old seed, and they're a great big old plant. They grow and grow a great big old shaft. They'll be 3 inches in diameter almost. So I use a great big old planter seed. My planter, every 3 feet, it drops 1, 2, 3 seeds. Well, this is big enough, it'll drop 3 or 4 sunflower seeds, but that don't matter, okay? It don't make no difference in the world. So I'll get down through there, put this in my planter. You've seen the planter. I'm not gonna kill myself with it. This goes in. Line up the grooves. Turn it backwards and it locks in place. And I'm ready to plant. So, let's take some sunflower seeds. The only drawback to this planter is you have to have enough seed to make the planter work. So you have to have quite a bit of seed, which, saving your own seed, quite a bit of seed is free. Oop, I spilled some. Oop, spilled some more. It'll be okay. They were free. Now, that's what I've got in there. They're black, so it's hard for you to see them. Let's get down here and put some in the ground. Okay, I got a 100-foot row of sunflower seeds planted. And at the end of each of my corn rows, I planted some of these teddy bear sunflowers. I'm always anxious when I introduce a new seed to my garden. I'm afraid it'll become a weed. Well, while I hate it, I think that thistle is one of the most beautiful flowers in the garden. Okay? It's just absolutely gorgeous flower, and the bees usually love it. But boy, it is tough on them fingers to get rid of. Okay, I've got some amaranth seed that I got at the thing at the seed swap, but I am afraid to plant it. I'm afraid it'll wind up being a noxious weed all over my property. That's something I'll have to contend with for years to come. So I'm real hesitant when it comes to putting new varieties in the garden. Now, things like sunflowers and corn and beans, I don't worry about those because they don't come up on their own. Alright? Without man's assistance, they don't come up on their own. They might come up here and there on their own, but they don't come up on their own without tending them. They don't become noxious weeds. But there are other things out there that become noxious weeds if you plant them. Okay? So I'm a little, how do I put it? I'm a little worrisome about planting things that grow in a weedy fashion on my property, because you'll wind up with a weed you can't control. Knothead weed. This knotweed is terrible. Lamb's quarters is terrible on my property. I wish it had never been here. But I don't get no say in that. Those were noxious weeds already. So, alright. So, once those are up, I might give them a shot of Miracle Grow or two. But then I'll come back and plant those beans that I've got around each stalk, or around as many stalks as I've got beans. I'll plant the beans around them once they come up, and then let them grow. But you don't want to let your sunflowers get very big before you plant your beans. Sunflowers exude a substance that will kill off other weeds around their base. Okay? So you don't want them to get too big to where they're exuding that substance and kill your beans off. That's just what they do. But once it's a substance that keeps things from germinating. It's not a substance that would kill something that's already germinated. Okay? So now, if you like this stuff, this homesteading, do-it-yourself kind of thing, be certain to come on out to the channel and subscribe. We do this homestead stuff every week, sometimes 1, sometimes 5 videos. Just depends on what's going on in the homestead that week. Now, if you hit the little bell, it'll be right up here when you come to the channel. It'll notify you when we upload a video. We upload every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So now, it's time for me to get on to the next thing.